I have a thing on my tongue. You ever have those raised taste buds? Ugh. All right, everybody, we are going to talk about the importance of being soul aligned and why that's more important than soul's purpose. And I have a special little gift for you. So if you put a line in the comments below, you're going to get a really great little outline about how to work with soul alignment and not worry about soul's purpose. So I have a lot of stuff to talk to you about. Waiting till a couple of people come in, and especially Micah. Micah's going to get all cozy on the couch in my office. This is my office, by the way. So you got that, and then you got the window. There you go. All right, guys. So I'm just waiting. So I want to talk to you why it's really more important to be aligned with your soul than it is your soul's purpose. And we're going to play a game together, all of us. So I want you to be really prepared. I want you to turn off other things, and I want you to really focus with me. And those of you, I also want to share something else with you real quick before I move on. Next Tuesday, I'm going to tell you how you can participate in a free live experience I'm going to do called the SASS experience. Not everybody's going to get into this one, because we want to keep the numbers manageable. But I'm going to be doing, so next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, same place, same time, I'm going to tell you how you can get into the SASS experience with me, because we're going to do a SASS experience, which is going to be a week-long event starting the week of July 6th, where I'm going to teach you these pillars. And that's a free experience, but it's for people who are really interested in learning more about Soul Finder Academy and stuff. So first of all, I got my soul stars here. I got Sandra. I've got a few of them. Wait, where are the rest of my soul stars? But hi, everybody. Let me say hi to everybody. There's a lot of people here. April, another soul star. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Angel. Hi, Mary, another soul star. Hi, Susan. Hi, Linda. So I want to say hi to my soul stars and my non-soul stars. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Jackie. Okay. So are you guys ready to really get into this? Okay. So remember, you can type in a line. Why? I can't do that. That crawling one makes me want to throw up on the screen. Why do you think soul alignment is more important than soul's purpose? So when and you can please put that in down below, but why do you think it's more important to be aligned with your soul than to worry about your soul's purpose, right? So while you write that, I'm going to shut the door to my office, because I have a lot of animals and they like to come in. Oh, you okay? All right, let's all ground. It's time to ground. Gia, I'm glad you're distraction free, because I'm not. I'm all over the friggin' place. All right, so here goes. Oh, good. Thanks, Nancy. So Nancy says, I think our purpose changes throughout our life. Yeah. Michelle says, to get lined up to your soul's purpose. Great. But here's the thing. Your soul's purpose can shift and change. But I do like what you said, Michelle. It's really great. And no answer is right or wrong. It's what works for you. But I'm going to teach you my way. If you're aligned with your soul, then your purpose will follow. Exactly. And your purpose can shift and change. Great. Sandra. Soul alignment is more important because it is the feeling of wonderful that moves us forward. I love that, Sandra. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Guy, I say your name wrong, because there's a way to say your name. I have a life purpose, that I know, but I truly do not want to know what it is, because then I will start to think all the time, oh, is this in line with my soul's purpose? Guy, I am so glad you're here. First of all, I think I say your name wrong. I think it's Guy or something. But this is the main reason why I'm teaching this lesson right now. So he is a new soul star. Well, everybody welcome him, because he joined Membership for Your Soul last week. But what he said is the exact reason why I want to teach you this process right now. So he said, if I truly do not want to know what it is, because then I will start to think of it all the time, and he'll worry about whether it's in line with his soul's purpose. So the reason why this came about for me is that I've heard from a lot of people, when I used to do a lot of readings, they would say to me, oh, this reader told me I was supposed to be a healer, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And I'm so afraid to do anything, because my purpose is to be a healer. But if I get it wrong, I'm going to fuck it up. Or I know I'm supposed to be an author, but I don't have the time to write the book. So therefore I'm not living in my purpose. So people get so frozen in time when they think that they know what their purpose is and they don't have time to do it. Or like Guy said, they're going to worry about it and think about it all the time and then worry that you're not in alignment with it. So it's more important to be aligned with your soul, because then your purpose follows. It's a bit what Sandra said and a few other people said. So I'm going to take you down a journey. Hi, Teresa. Haven't seen you in so long. I'm going to take you on a journey on soul alignment right now. So I'm going to take you through the SASS technique, and I'm going to show you how it's so much more important to really be aligned with your soul and how your purpose gets born out of that and how that can shift and change as you grow. So for those of you who are just joining me, we have a special little gift for you. And I don't think it's an opt-in. I think it's just free. I hope. I didn't tell them to make it an opt-in. So you can put in Align, A-L-I-G-N. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Diana. All right. So soul's purpose. Soul's purpose, if we only had one purpose in our life, can you think of somebody that you really emulate or you admire and you love? Put that name in the comments. Who's somebody that you think is incredible in this world, or, you know, who's doing really, really great work? Think of somebody who is that right now to you. So for me, I love Oprah. I really am an Oprah fan. I love Oprah. I think Oprah has many purposes. Her main purpose may be motivating people to take action, or motivating people to believe in themselves. That's different. Like, to me, that's a mission. That's not necessarily her purpose in life. Her purpose is to make people believe in themselves, help people to believe in their dreams. And then her purpose, the way she does it, is she does it through a magazine. She does it through interviewing. She does it through storytelling. She does it through her TV network. You know, she does it through she does it through her charity. She does it through the school, you know, so she does it through so many things. If she thought she only had one purpose, she would miss out on helping all these people. So it's like all of these people that you're thinking of. So let's say we have Tony Robbins. We have Peggy Miller. We have Mr. Fred Rogers. Love Fred Rogers. And then I saw Matt Kahn. So there's different people here. What do you think their purpose is? What do you think their purpose is? What do you think? Amma, I saw Amma was here too, right? So what do you think their purpose is? And do you think it's just one purpose? Do you really think, does anybody here think those people you mentioned, that it's just one purpose? And remember, purpose is different than mission. Purpose is different. My mission in life is to get people to believe in that the dreams in their heart are meant to be lived. There's many ways to do that. My purpose in life is to help people understand that they are meant to be happy, that the dreams in their heart are meant to be lived, not to suffer, that they are worthy, that they are worthwhile, that they have something to offer, that everybody is gifted. That's a lot of purposes. That's a lot of missions. It's a lot of things. So trying to see. So, okay, so let's do this. You're writing a bunch of people's names down, which is great. Great, great, great. Okay. So the first thing I want you to think about is something that you would love to be or to do. Something that you would love to be or to do. So I want you to think about something that you would love to be or to do. And I'm going to tell you stories as I go through this. You know, I really would benefit. This is for my soul stars. Hi, Maurice. My soul stars know how I work. It would have been good if I grounded before this one. So what's something that you really want to do or be? Okay. So when I was in college, and for those of you just joining, you'll put a line and we have a free gift for you. When I was in college, I was studying to work in TV, in television communications. And I was originally an accounting major. And my brother said to me, you can't be an accounting major. And he was right. I got a D in accounting. he's like, you should go into TV, work behind the scenes. I didn't even know that was available. And I was like, all right. So I went to a college that really had an incredible communications department. And I didn't really know what I was doing. It wasn't really what I wanted to do, but TV was more fun than anything else. And I started studying TV production. And then I got an internship at MTV Networks. And I went and did the internship, and I worked in production management. Like, I had no clue. I was just studying TV. They put me in production management. I didn't even know what production management was. I was interning for them. And I went back to school. I had another semester because I was a transfer student. So I was in between, years. I went back to school. I stayed in touch with them. And when I was offered Thanksgiving break and Christmas break, I went and worked for them for free. I just was like, hey, I stayed in touch. I was really good at that. I didn't realize that as a kid. And I just went and worked for them for free. Lo and behold, before I graduated, they hired me. So my career just opened up for me. I wasn't planning on anything. It just happened. So then here I am in television production, and I'm working at MTV. And then I started working at NBC, where I got that Emmy back there. And I was miserable and unhappy. And I went to a therapist, and the therapist said, I think you need to start taking these acting classes with this acting teacher, because you need to get out of your lack of confidence. You don't have enough confidence. Your self-esteem is really suffering. And she has a really great way. Sheila Gray was her name. She's a wonderful teacher. She has a really great way of helping people come out of their shell. So I wanted to be an actor when I was a kid, but here I was in TV. I was already, I had a great big job at NBC at such a young age. And I went to Sheila's class, and I'm working with her as an acting, in her classes, and I was falling in love with it. And I remember going out to dinner once with all the other actors, and they were all there to study for real. And I had my job, and this guy, Rob, was like, why are you here? And I'm like, well, I'm just kind of taking these classes to get out of my shell, to my therapist wanted me to get here. I said, maybe I'll do commercials. And he went off on me. He was like, what, you're taking these classes to do commercials? And I was like, I don't know, I didn't think I could do anything with it. And then Sheila took me aside, and she was like, you would get work as an actor, and started planning the dream in my head. And then I was at a Broadway play with my brother, and they picked somebody out of the audience to come up on stage, and it was me. And I went up on stage for 20 minutes, and I was part of this mime thing. This is a true story, totally true. And I did this whole mime thing, and people afterwards during intermission, it was a friggin' Broadway play. They were like, you were great. Well, you weren't part of it. I was like, no, he was whispering in my ear what to do. And then I was working at MTV, and somebody was like, I saw you on TV and behind the scenes. So it was like everything was pointing to me to do TV. So, and then MTV interviewed me for something. So it was so there, but I wasn't setting out to do it. And then I decided to become an actress, and I became the lead in an off-Broadway play, Tony and Tina's Wedding. And then there I am acting, and my psychic gifts are going off the charts crazy. And I feel like I'm going nuts. And I'm like, okay, so I went to Hans King. A lot of you know this story. And he's like, learn how to use your gifts. It'll change your life. So I did. And when you start studying, you give readings. And I was giving readings. I was teaching. I had already started teaching because it was just came to me naturally. I'm also an organizer of groups. I like bringing people together. So I organized this big group. We were meeting every month. I was bringing the games. We were playing. And then Hans made us do readings for free for people to practice our skills. And I was off the charts good. And all of a sudden people started sending people to me. And I was doing it for free. And then people started paying me. And then I had a career, a complete career. And here I was teaching. I was still acting, and I decided I didn't want to act anymore. I was doing readings, and I started teaching more. And then I decided I didn't want to read anymore, so I started teaching. So what I'm trying to show you is never in this journey was I worried about my purpose. Was I worried about the end result? All I was doing was focused on what I wanted to do and what I loved to do. And that was it. And the doors opened up. So that's what I want to teach all of you right now. Okay. So what I want you to do is I asked you if you would tell me what it is you wanted to do that you're not doing. So here I'm going to bring up some of these. Now, what I want you to do too. Hi, Stacy. is, besides tell me what it is that you want to do, well, let's start with this. Okay, so what is it that you want to do that you're not doing? So Beth said teacher. Dawn says to help us learn self-love mostly. I love that. To teach the awakened ones, Deborah says. Sandra, you're already doing this. You're doing such a great job. To teach, to show vulnerability, to lead by example, to walk their talk. Sandra is a soul star, and Sandra is doing this beautifully. And she's also traveling around as a mountain biker while she's having her spiritual career. So she's doing wonderful. Thanks, Teresa. I love Teresa. Teresa's been a client for a long time. I love Samuel Jackson. Love, love, love. Okay, so published. Great. Okay. So all of you, I want you to really recognize what it is that you want to do that you feel like you're not doing. And thanks, Guy. Counselor, coach, personal guidance, counseling, public speaking, great. Working with women. Teresa's doing some modeling and some acting. She's gorgeous. And Michelle said teach, right? Okay, great. So everybody has something that they want to do as a career, pretty much, that we're saying. Okay. Now I want you to tell me what you love to do. What you love to do. And we're going to talk about the first S, which is subconscious thinking. So I came up with a formula called SASS, as many of you know, and we're going to talk more about this next week. So it's SASS, and my class Soul Finder Academy is all based on this acronym. So, she's on Amazon Prime. Love it, Teresa. Congratulations, honey. So, you all said you want to write. Some say you want to teach. Now I'm asking you what you love to do. Aw, you're so sweet, Teresa. So Dory says crystal healer, also help teach people how to help themselves. Matching healers with people. I love this idea, Kitty. Another soul star. Matching healers with people who can work with them, getting people to take risk, see differently. Great. Look at this. Live a daily life of spiritual studies. Nikita, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, honey. Nikita, I love helping people to heal. I love helping people figure out what their sticking point is so they can work through it. Talking with people and teaching. Great. Okay, so here's the first S in this acronym. So many of you are telling me you want to teach and you want to heal, you want to write, you want to motivate people, and what you love to do is in alignment with what you want to do. Is that correct? Like, it's not out of alignment. Now, what I want to make you understand is you could love walking your dogs. You could love reading. You could love, somebody said, spiritual studies. All of that is in alignment with what it is you want to do. It's all in alignment with it. So I wanted to learn how to use my psychic abilities because it was making me crazy. So I studied, and then I ended up being a reader and a teacher, and I continue to study. So that's in alignment, but also hiking is in alignment with it. Walking my dogs out in nature. I ran this morning, meditation, tennis, all of it is in alignment with my career, all of it. So what I want you to start recognizing is what you love to do is in alignment with your soul, which creates your purpose. So the first S in this acronym is subconscious thinking. Subconscious thinking. So where are you holding a belief that is not in alignment with your soul and with your purpose? Now, I really want to take purpose out of the equation. I want you all to start viewing life as alignment only. I want you to recognize that getting kisses from your dog is alignment. And you may be like, Marilyn, how is that a career? When you're living in joy, you're living in happiness, you're living in heart-centered life, alignment and purpose just automatically happen, just like I shared with my story. So I want you to start recognizing it. So the question I have for you right now, what is the belief, the first S in here, which is subconscious thinking, What is the belief that is holding you from your, from your alignment? What is the belief that you're holding? So you may want to be an author, right? And I love that guy. You may want to be an author, but you may have this belief that you can't, or it's too late. You may want to be a reader, but you may have this belief that there's too many readers out there and psychics out there. So why would I be any different? What is the belief that is holding you from being in alignment with your soul, from you doing what you love to do? So Eva, thank you, honey. She said failure. So there might be some fear of failure here. I'm waiting for some more. I don't know, but that is Nancy. So I'm going to wait until you come up with it, until I get some more. So what is the belief that is keeping you from doing what you love to do? Now, Sandra and people that are here that are doing what they love to do, we all carry beliefs that are holding us back. Great. Carol says failure and poverty. Okay. Those are some pretty big belief systems that are holding you back from your alignment. I'm not good enough. That's a great one, Michelle. Thank you. I don't want you to experience that, but thank you for being honest. April says, this sucks that my smoking is keeping me from being connected in the same form as others. April, I didn't know you smoked. Do you mean cigarette smoke? April's a soul star. I need to know what that means. April, I'm not sure what that means. Love this one, Sandra. This is a great belief. I wanted Sandra to answer because I know Sandra is out there doing work, she's doing the work and she's really creating this life. I'm loving watching it. But there's always a belief, no matter where you are in the evolution of your career. What I teach my soul stars in membership is like, it doesn't matter where you're at, what level you're at, you're still human, you're still having experiences. Don't think just because you're meditating, because you're living a spiritual life, because you're making a living as a spiritual teacher, your life is bliss. It's not true. Those people aren't being honest with you. So what she says is great. I know this one too, Sandra. She says there's not enough time to get it going. That's a belief that may be holding her back, which is great. Love this one, Dory. This is a great one. And have to work hard for money and feel unworthy. Fear of failing. Fear of failing. I'm going to give you the answer to this, guys. Michelle, lack of self-confidence. Failure, not talented. Guys, a closet smoker. You know what, April, I was a smoker for years. I don't know if you know that. So I have no judgment against smokers. Totally understand it. So I totally get it. But one day you'll be able to. But smoking does keep us from our emotions. When I was acting and I was smoking then, I would not smoke before I went on stage because it would deaden my emotions. So I had to, it was known to do that because smoking can bring our emotions down. So there might be something in the smoking that's helping you to temper some of your emotions. So great. Diana, I like this one. I don't like that you're going through this, but thank you for sharing this. I'm still broken. Because I know people can relate to this and I know I can too. So I thank you for being honest and for sharing that. Oh, Linda, this is such a good one. I'm too old. Not true. My brother wanted to go to law school after he was out of college and everything. And this is way before the artist way. And he was like 30, I think. And he said to my mother, or he was like 28 or something. He said to my mother, I want to go to law school. And he said, but I'll be like 32 when I get out. And my mother said, you're going to be 32 anyway. Who cares? And it was such great advice. And he told me it was the thing that made him go to law school. So no matter what age we are, we're going to be that age no matter what. Why not be that age doing what we love to do? So I want to teach you something right now. So Paula, this is a good one. If I spend the money, I may not get it back. I may get some of it back, but that's investing in yourself, right? So these are beliefs that are really, really, really keeping you from your life stream. So for those of you just joining, put in the word align. I have a special gift for you. I love this. Thank you, Guy. He says, you're never too old. And I agree. But I understand that belief. So we don't want to make you feel bad for that belief, but I get it. All right. So we have all these beliefs. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. Hi, Lisa. So I am going to teach you the next part of this. And Lisa is this SFA graduate, so she knows this. So the next part of this is the alignment. So remember, we started with the SASS acronym, and the next part is alignment. So what I'm going to teach you now is you have these beliefs, right? I got to get rid of that crawler because it makes me want to throw up. You have these beliefs and you have these dreams. You have these dreams. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a counselor. I want to be an author. I want to be all these things. And then you have this belief. I'm not good enough. I can't make money. I can't invest in myself. I'll never make the money back. I'm too broken. I'm too old. All this stuff. How do you combat that belief? How do you think that you deal with that belief? What would be a way to combat it? So I want to hear from you first before I say this. I'm glad, Dory. So tell me, how do you deal with that belief? How would you deal with that belief? And in the meantime, I'll put this nauseating crawler on. I'm telling you, I watch it and I go, oh, and I'm like, want to throw up. Jen, stay with me. She says, I don't know what I want anymore. Stay with me. Stay with me. So how would you deal with that belief that is keeping you from your alignment? Now, I really want people to get purpose out of their head. I want you just to focus for the next week until I do my next live next week on alignment. Alignment is about living in alignment with your soul, living in joy. Alignment. I love Lisa. So Lisa's a soul star, and she also did SFA. And you know what's interesting about Lisa is she made a dream come true, and then she hit a struggle. And this is what I want to teach people. I was creating a webinar, and I want people to recognize that just because you join a program, Paula, this is good for you. Just because you invest in yourself does not mean that you're not going to hit a struggle. You will. But you hope that that program gives you the tools and the techniques that when you go down, you're able to go back up. So she found the money, she did it. Now I'm working the hours I wanted in my career so I can pursue my metaphysical classes. You know, Lisa, I think what's happening to you or what's happening to you is because you're being pushed into your mediumship. You're being pushed into helping people more with your gifts. So I'm going to tell you that. Okay, so I asked you how you think you could take care of your stuff. Michelle, it's an honest answer. I don't know. I stay stagnant. Great. Positive self-talk. Do affirmations help with combating negative beliefs? I have something so much better for all of you that it's going to blow your socks off. And you're all going to promise me right now that you're going to do it for the next week. And we're going to come meet here again 3:00 next week, and we're going to talk about it. Meditation. That's a good one. Repeating affirmations. Now, when you repeat, I like this one. So Jalisa, hope I'm saying your name right, honey. Do we believe the affirmations when we're repeating them? Are they anchored into truth, or are we just doing lip service? That's my question to you, sweetie. Explore different areas. Great. I like that. Let it go. Change the subject. But then we're denying ourselves a feeling. We're denying ourselves. That belief still exists. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. I'm going to be poor. I'm too old. So if we deny it, then we're just pushing it down. We're not acknowledging it. And I'm going to teach you how to acknowledge it. Very good, Michelle. Reprogram the subconscious mind. Very, very good. Okay. April says, alignment for me might mean self-acceptance that I'm doing enough by just helping others and lifting them up. That's a good thing. All right. So here is, I got to get rid of that thing. See, the throwing up is starting. So the next thing is the A, alignment. So this is what I want you to do for the next week. Okay. You ready? Because this is going to shift that belief. Before I tell you what it is, I want everybody now to write in the comments something that they can do that they love to do. Not, I'm going to buy a Bentley and drive it around when you don't have the money. Something you can do today, tomorrow, the next 7 days that you love to do. Write it down in the comments below. I love this. Maurice, the soul star, and he's doing amazing in membership. He said, I wanted to be a reader, but of all the fears of no money, poverty, whatever to pop into my mind to distract me, the way I deal with this, just barrel through it and continue on. It's actually a good one, Maurice, because you're seeing through the reading circles and through all the work that you're doing in membership that you're able to like grow another part of you, another muscle, which is really good. Okay. Send handwritten cards. Love this. Walk in nature. Go for a ride. Diana, I want something else here, honey, okay? So I want to work with you. I want you to pick something that you love to do. It could be kissing your dog. It could be walking with your dog. It could be making a delicious salad. It could be going to a farmer's market. Fortunately, a lot of us are in COVID and we still can't do a lot of things, but I want you to give me something specific, sweetie, okay? Listen to music that raises my vibration. Very good, Michelle. Read, love it. Nancy, walk 2 to 3 miles a day. Great. Angie, can you sail every day, girl? Go. Love it. Automatic writing and visualization. Dance. These are great. Gardening. Okay, really, really good. Good, good, good. Take a few moments and write. So just by writing those comments, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, give me a yes. Did your vibration go up a little? Just by writing, shop for gemstones, gardening, did your vibration go up a tiny bit? Baking for people? Tell me. Just by writing that, just by reading it, Dolores Goodwin, go for a power walk. Love it. Go shopping. Great. Go for it. Go for a power walk. Dancing. I love it. Did your vibration go up? Deborah says yes. Anybody else? I think Dawn said yes. It sure did. Susan said yes. So, all right. Anybody else? Did anybody's vibration not go up by writing that? Did anybody's written? Yes. I felt like I could take a breath. Exactly, Sandra. Exactly. Redecorate my house. Love it. Yes, yes, yes. So we're seeing all these yeses, which is great. So what I want you to do for the next week. So guys, I want to get you out of the purpose mind because the purpose is keeping you trapped in beliefs that you can't make it happen. The word purpose feels so big, so heavy. Oh my goodness, if I get my purpose wrong, I'm going to mess everything up. Oh my goodness, I can't die with my not doing my purpose. It's too big of a word. It's not what I want. I want alignment, 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 alignment. You have a belief that is keeping you from it. So what I want you to do is to do that fun thing for the next 7 days. Now, you don't have to do it every single day, but I want it at least twice, if not 3 times. And then I want you to meet me here next Tuesday at 3 o'clock, okay? Doing things that are in alignment with your soul opens up your blinders, and you start seeing the world in a different way. Remember how I shared with you, and those of you who are new, who just joining me, this is what I don't like about Facebook Lives. You can put the word align in, and you're going to get a gift. Remember how I shared about my careers? You know, I was just in college studying television, and then I got a job at MTV. I was just going to improv and acting classes to get out of my shell, to raise my self-esteem. I became an actress. Then I was just studying my psychic gifts because it was making me nuts. And then look what I'm doing for a career. All of it was alignment. None of it was me worried about purpose. I just followed what I love to do. I just followed my joy. So when people say to me, I don't know what I want to do, I say, what do you love to do? And then some of the answers I get are, I love walking my dog. Then walk your dog. Because this is what happens next. You ready for the next S? Oops. That's what happens next. The next XS is soul ignition. Soul ignition. So what happens is your soul starts lighting up. You start lighting up from the inside. And then the universe starts responding. And you start building on that. You start recognizing that that job that you're in that you really don't like, you have to find a way out. You don't have to leave it tomorrow. Please don't do that. Leave with a plan. People that just quit, and like some people can do it, not everybody. Just do the fun thing. You're getting more in alignment, and then your soul is lighting up. That light that you all have, how many of you relate to this? When you were younger, you felt like you were meant to do something big. I don't care if that big thing is raising 20 kids or 3 kids or teaching a classroom of kids or being an accountant for somebody. But you had this dream inside of you that you were meant to do something big. But because people around you couldn't see you and they couldn't see that light, You dimmed it. And they didn't see it because they said, oh, you can't do that. Or you're a poor girl from Brooklyn. That was my thing. You're from a divorced family. You're got a foul mouth. You're too loud. Or what I felt too was all the people around, I could feel what people thought about me. So I could feel like the envy sometimes because I was like louder or more assertive or more like personality. I have a lot of personality, you know. So, and you could feel people not liking that. So then you shrink. So how many of you had that experience, right? And you don't want to do that. So instead of going back and trying to, you do want to get into the subconscious thinking. It's super important. Somebody said that. It's so important to rewrite that. But the way that I find that really works is I bring the belief up. And while I'm looking at the belief, I get in alignment with my soul. I don't deny the belief. I just start aligning. And then I ignite my soul. So how many people are going to promise me, because I'm going to tell you what happens next, that they're going to ignite their soul in the next week? I want to hear it. I want to hear what you're going to do. I'd love to hear when you're going to do it. That's going to ignite your soul. So that's what I want to hear right now. What I want to hear is, is it a real fluke? You were meant to see this. So I want to hear right now what you're going to do. Hi, Michelle. It's nice to see you here. This is going to be perfect for you, Michelle, because I know you're trying to get a career off the ground and you've had some difficulty with stuff. So this will be really good for you to read that. So right now, I'm not seeing commitments. I want to see commitments. What are you committing to? Remember, subconscious thinking, we're going to have that belief in the forefront. I want the belief there, but I want you aligning, doing the fun thing that you're going to do, and that's going to ignite your soul. So I want you to do that. So I love this, Dawn. This is beautiful. I'm going to seek out different places in nature. I love it. Deborah says she's going to do it tonight. She's going to sketch. Great. Come back here, Deborah, and show us. Susan says, I will listen to music in the morning and before I go to bed every day. I love this. Gia says, I'm reading, studying, and teaching 2-3 times. That will bring me lots of joy. Good. Done. Already have a script idea to work on. Love it, Paula. Paula, come into membership and make sure you tell me. When it comes to subconscious, I personally think that one has to call for assistance. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Working with your subconscious thinking is so important. It's something that I've spent many, many years doing. And it's okay to call in assistance, but we don't want to get stuck there. We don't want to get trapped there. We want to bring it to, that's what I teach is observation. We want to bring it to the surface, but we want to make sure we're inviting joy in too, because we're not going to be able to get rid of that belief of no self-esteem, lack of self-worth, powerlessness, poverty, scarcity, if all we're doing is focused on the subconscious belief. But if we're bringing our light up and we're bringing joy into the equation, we're able to start recognizing that we can rewrite this belief, because what we're doing is we're actually rewriting it. So that's why I teach this technique. But I love what you're saying, and I'm doing it. All right, so we have some more. Nancy says, I'm going to take the time to meditate and read my spiritual books for the rest of the week. Love it, Nancy. Jackie says, start fixing the garden on the sides of my house. Take time to sit back and enjoy what I've done. Good for you. Organize a new border in the garden. Great. Okay. And April says, I will send out 2 handwritten cards each day before noon starting tomorrow. Love it, love it, love it. All my soul stars, come into membership and tell me how it's going. Already started my green drink vibe today. Rest of the week, did you discover any more new vegetables? Rest of the week, I'm doing the food. Rest of the brought everything already yesterday, so the prep for foods for my health. Great, Maurice, love it. Love it, love it. So as you can tell, a lot of these people I know because they're in my Membership for Your Soul program. So I'm always like, I just know them. So that's why. Purchase supplies to start making hand-knotted gemstones, necklaces, and work on my tarot online class. Beautiful, Carol. I love that, love that, love that. Great. All right. Now, are you ready for the next S? You ready? So you're all promising me that you're going to do this for a week. Next Tuesday, I'm going to do another live. I'm not sure what it's about, but we're going to talk about the SASS experience. Here's the last S. Da, 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 da. Some of you already know this. Synchronicity? What the F is that doing there? So why do I write the last S as synchronicity? Do you have any idea? Can you tell me why? Because think about it. We're observing our subconscious thinking. I'm always in observation. That's why I can simultaneous heal. I'll explain that another time. So we're observing our subconscious thinking and our limiting thoughts, but we're not allowing them to take hold, but we're not denying them either. I think it's really important that we recognize how we feel. So now if something else works for you guys, I have all respect for that. I really, really do. This is my teaching technology methodology. My students know that if something I'm teaching doesn't work, they can share that with me, and then I meet them where they're at, and we work something new for them. But this is what works for me. So I observe my subconscious thinking. Oh, I don't feel worthy. I don't feel good enough. I don't feel ready for that. Am I good enough at what I do? So I get into alignment. I do the thing I love to do. I'm going to go walk in nature while I'm with this belief. Oh, I'm going to touch that redwood tree. Oh, Micah and Venus are running around playing. So I'm in joy now. And then I'm lighting up my soul. And then guess what happens? The universe brings me the answer, an opportunity, a relationship, brings me what I need. Because I'm not in denial. I'm not doing this, even though, Maurice, I'm allowing you to do this while you're studying because I think that's good for you. I'm doing this. My soul is lit up. And the universe is like, okay, she's focused on joy. She's focused on light. She's not focused on being not good enough. Let's bring her something that's going to ignite that even higher. Let's bring her something that's going to teach her even more. Let's bring him something that's going to open up his heart. Let's bring him that opportunity. Let's bring him that conversation that's going to teach him. I'm going to go back to Maurice again because Maurice has been working on his health and he's working with vegetables and greens. And he learned about a new vegetable. I think Maurice, if I have this wrong, let me know. But the way he shared it was he like talked to somebody and, it's hard for me in the grocery store. Like I don't go near the farm people. Like sometimes I got a 15-minute friggin' conversation about celery. So I learned my lesson that time. But I'm always afraid to ask about like the certain vegetable. What is that? What do you do with it? How do you make it? So he asked and he got this beautiful new red kind of lettuce and he was eating it. He said it was delicious and I have to try it actually. And so he allowed his light to shine and opportunity came in and then it grows even bigger. And what you get to see is that the universe has your back. You get to see that you're not alone. You get to see that there's a new belief happening because all of a sudden the universe is answering you. And here's the other thing that happens. So there's a couple of things that happen. One, your blinders come off so you don't miss what the universe is bringing you. Two, the universe notices you're no longer focused on scarcity, fear, anxiety. You're focused on light, so they bring more light in. So tell me right now if this makes sense. So we're throwing purpose out the window. We're not going to worry about our purpose because think about what happens if all of a sudden, I'm going to deal with Paula because I remember Paula and I know Paula from membership. Paula is worried about, investing in herself. She's not going to get the same return. Paula is, I think she's a scriptwriter and actress, and she's also got healing abilities. She also does that too. She's actually got a whole array of stuff in her background, if I recall. So she deals with the fact also that maybe she's not good enough. That was another belief I saw her come up with. But she works on the fact that she wants to write a script. And she's got this script idea. And she's now excited to write this script. So there she is writing her script. She's in her light. The universe is going to bring her something. It's going to bring her an opportunity. It may just bring her an answer to something else that what she wasn't expecting because she's not focused on not believing. She's answering herself. She's answering what God gave her, what God put her in her heart. She's in that moment. I'm going to share one more thing, and then I just want to see if anybody has questions, but I do want to say this because I think this is important. I'm going to take this off the screen. Hold on one sec. And for those of you just joining, if you put a line in. By the way, in this align thing, there's a question in there from me to you. So after you read it, there's a, hi, Tim. What is my purpose? There's a question in there from me to you. that if you go to Messenger, I'm going to be responding to it in Messenger. So I lost what I was going to say. So when you're not worried about purpose, you throw purpose out the window, you're getting aligned with your soul, you're thinking your subconscious belief that's holding you back, you're in alignment, you're doing the thing that you love, you're lit up, the universe is starting to respond to that through synchronicity. So, this is the thing I was going to say. So I've been working on something for a while, and I've been having really, really deep conversations. I believe in God. I don't care what you guys believe in. You can believe in whatever you want. My way is my way. It is not the highway. It's my highway. Okay? So I believe in God, and I've been praying, and I'm like, what the frig is going on? Why hasn't this particular situation worked out just yet? And what I heard Spirit say to me was, you're not doing what we're asking you to do. We've given you these creative gifts, and you're not acting out on them. And if you're not in this creativity and you're not in this creative gift, how do you expect this part of your world to open up? And they were right. So like Sandra, like I need to find more time and all this kind of stuff. So now I'm really focused on what I'm doing. What's the next thing I need to do in my business? What's the next thing? Where am I putting this? And I'm very focused on what I need to do to continue to open, because Spirit gave me these gifts and they need to be used. And if I can't sit here and complain that my life isn't moving forward, if I'm not acting out on the inspiration they're telling me to do. So now I don't know if Tim is still on, but I went to college with Tim. Tim's a musician, right? And he does his music, which is great. He's so good. Whenever he puts up a video and I see it, I'm like, I love it. You've got to do what you love to do. Don't get so stuck on results. Results are going to mess you up, because what Spirit has for you is so much greater than what you have in your limited thinking. So that is one thing I can tell you. Somebody was asking me in Soul Finder Academy, I think it was, or it might have been a membership, but I was doing a Q&A, how I go, I think it was Soul Finder Academy, how I trust, and I know where I want to go, but I'm not attached to it. And I really, really focus on the journey, because I know that on the journey, when I'm working with my guides and we're in co-creation, which we're always in co-creation because I'm always in communication with them, that what they have in the end result is so much better than I could possibly imagine. I would have never been able to envision this living here, right? There's no way. I grew up in Brooklyn and then I lived in LA. I didn't know what it was like to live by a forest with hiking trails everywhere. I knew I needed to be in nature, but I could not, even looking at pictures, I wouldn't have been able to envision this, what they gave me. They give you so much more. Love this. So I want to go on Maurice. Hi, Sal. He says, yes, just the one act of food change has opened my mind, brought clarity, blah, blah. So it has to lead other things and is the strongest desire at the moment. Exactly. So it's so good. Yes, don't get stuck in the result. It's the worst thing you can do for you. So I have faith, right? I trust my guides. I trust them completely. I know that they're not going to mess me up. I know that does not mean, guys, when you're in touch with your guides, does not mean that trouble isn't going to happen, life isn't going to happen, disruption isn't going to happen. Please, if you're following any spiritual teacher and they tell you that they're living bliss 100% of the times, I would struggle to believe that. I really would. If there's somebody like that out there, I'd like to meet them, because even the people that I revere, and I'm not a big guru person at all. I don't really believe in that nonsense, but the people I revere that I think are great, I never hear them say, just because I've attained this, I'm now in complete bliss 100% of the time. So life happens no matter what. But when you're in co-creation with your guides and you're following this formula that I showed you, oh goodness, I can't do the crawler. I can't do it. It makes me want to throw up. You're living in a way that, hold on a second. Well, let me do it. I'll do it this way. You're living in a way that is allowing you to be in more synchronicity with the world. And what happens a lot of the times is, I'm going to go back to Paula again. I don't even know if she's still here, but I just thought it was really good. She said, say Paula's like pursuing what she wants to do and she spends money on something. If she's aligned with her soul when she makes that decision, the result is not the big deal. The evolution, the journey is what's important. Just the fact that you think you're important enough and you value yourself enough to invest in yourself and you move forward. And I don't know anybody, and like I pay for tons of programs, and the result I go in with is usually not the result I get, but I get exactly what I need. So I don't worry too much anymore about what the cost of something is. If it feels right to me, I do it. And then I let go of results. I don't worry about it. I know my vision. I know where I'm headed. I know where I want to go. And then I'm like, Spirit, I know you got this. You got it better than I do. And it's so important. Okay. So let me see where you guys are. And so for those of you who are just joining, if you put in the word align, you're going to get a gift from me. In that align, there's a question from me in there that I'm going to answer. You have to go into Messenger and answer it. I want to share one other thing. So let me see if anybody has questions about what I just taught you. Remember to come join me next Tuesday at 3 p.m. this time, because I'm going to talk about the SASS experience. This is going to be a live week experience that I'm going to do, but not everybody's going to get into this one. Members and Membership for Your Soul, you're all in no matter what. So just know that everybody in there is invited in for membership, because I know them. So they're invited in no matter what. Plus they get perks when they work with me. But for everybody else, I'd like you to have the opportunity to possibly do the SASS experience, because it's going to be incredible. I'm going to go live every single day, and I'm going to teach you more about the SASS technique. I am going to talk about my program, Soul Finder Academy, in it. If that upsets you, do not join the SASS experience. But by no means do you have to join it. So that's up to you to decide. I believe in the program. I think it's friggin' phenomenal. So next Tuesday, we're going to talk more about that. And I'm going to give you an application if you want to join the free. It's an application. You have to do an application to get into the free part of it. Sorry. But I am changing how I work. I am done with people who don't want to do the work anymore. I no longer want to work with the audience who doesn't want to work. I'm done with it. So if that's you, don't follow me. If you're somebody, whether you can afford my programs and not afford my programs is not the question. Of course, I would love for you to come into my programs. But if you're doing the work, that's more important to me. That is more important to me. Okay? But the people that don't do the work and just sit back and wait for things to happen, they're not my audience. You should go somewhere else. And not going to, so she's asking, how do I join the SASS experience? You're not going to know until next week. So join me here next week. Okay. So what I want to talk to you about real quick, I want to share a story with you. And then I want to see if anybody has questions. I want to see if anybody has questions about this. I'll go back. And Align is the free gift that I have for you. So I'm throwing a lot in here. I'm telling you, I'm going to be back here next Tuesday. I'm going to tell you about the SASS experience. There's an application process to get into the free experience. It's a week-long free experience with me. Everybody in membership is in. So Membership for Your Soul people, you may have to fill out the application just because I want to see where you guys are at. But you're in no matter what. But everybody else has to fill out an application. Not everybody's going to be accepted into this particular one because we want to keep it small. Align is free for you right now. That's free. Okay. I have something I want to say to you guys. I want to share a story with you that I think is really super important because I want you to see it from me. So many of you know that, and I will answer any questions. So I'm going to stay on a little bit longer. Many of you know that I made a dream happen, right? So I wanted to move out of LA. I hated LA. I just could not stand it any longer. I didn't know where I wanted to go. I kept asking Spirit. They wouldn't tell me. And I was like, come on, you got to tell me. And they wouldn't tell me. And I found out about Marin County. And I said to them, is this where I'm supposed to go? I was planning a trip for Marin County for September. And they wouldn't answer me. And they showed me, I was really getting frustrated because I was like, but I trusted them, but I was still like, oh my God, I have to get out of LA, get me out of LA, get me out of LA. And all they did was show me a yellow and black butterfly. I'd never seen it. It was a big, beautiful yellow and black butterfly. And I was fed up with them. And I said, all right, that's it. So I ended the meditation. I was like, I'm going to take the dogs out. I got to get out of this place. I open up my front door and there's a big yellow and black butterfly. This is not a lie, flying around my front yard. And I stopped in my tracks and started crying. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to Marin. So I went to Marin. I came to Marin and I fell in love with it. I thought it was great. And I really liked it. And I went back home and I was like, should I move there? And then I came here with the dogs and I moved right away. It happened right away, really fast. So I came up here and it's hiking trails everywhere. Like thank God I'm here for COVID, because it would be really hard. It's been hiking trails, and I have more of a social life here than I've had anywhere else, you know. And I had a ton of friends in LA from New York. I play tennis all the time. Now we're playing tennis again. Thank you. I went to a yoga certification. You know, I live in a beautiful house that looks out on the trees. It's really beautiful. It's great food. There's a great organic grocery store. It's a tiny little town. My neighbors are really nice. But when I came here, it was batshit crazy. And I met every batshit crazy person you could imagine. And I knew when I bought my house that I would only be here for 2 years. I figured out it's 2 years now. And I just knew that. I knew that Marin was not it for good, but Marin was a great stepping ground. I'm trying to teach you guys something. So here I am. Things have happened. My father died while I was here. I didn't know anybody really. I'm showing up on the tennis court like 2 days after my dad died, or about 5 days after, because I couldn't really move after the first couple of days. And I'm not telling anyone, right? So I'm playing tennis and nobody really knows me. So I've had experiences here. Micah disappeared in the woods for 2 hours, Membership for Your Soul. You remember that, because I went on Membership for Your Soul right away. And I was like, help me. The coyotes had been killing. It was just horrible. So one thing after another. So I'm here. This is definitely the next place I'm supposed to be. I have no regret, anything. But is it the kit and caboodle of everything? No. And I'm okay with that. I don't feel like my guides took me down the wrong path. I know they didn't. But I know that there's something else that I'm supposed to move to. And I know that this was the exact part of the evolution that I was supposed to be in for my journey right now. Now, there's two things about that I want to say. One, what I'm trying to teach you is just because my guides gave me a whole experience of a yellow and black butterfly, and I'm with them and I'm here and it all happened so magical and quick, does not necessarily mean that all of a sudden I'm in bliss 100% of the time. But it's definitely a better choice. It grew me like nobody's business. I would have not evolved the way that I've evolved had I not made this move. So that's one of the first things. The other things it taught me is how to be in the moment, how to really enjoy the journey. Because we're constantly looking for that next thing. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And they taught me that too. It's like the other day on the couch, they said to me, I just said this to Soul Finder Academy, enough already. Everything's good. You're great where you are. And then you just get to work from that place of trust. Does this make sense? Does this make sense to you guys? Does what I'm trying to teach you, I know I throw a lot in my lessons. I really do. I teach a lot. And I'm just trying to teach you that don't worry about your purpose. Throw it out the friggin' window. Be aware of your beliefs that are holding you back. Then get into alignment with your soul by doing something fun. Ignite your soul and do that thing. Don't wait to do it. And then synchronicity happens. So I know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I know that my guides have me. Right after this, I'm going to go on a beautiful hike. This morning I ran in the forest. I did yoga in my living room looking at my trees. That's my life. It's a great life. I already have my tennis games plans for the weekend. I work with all of you. It seems very unstable to me. How come, Fred? It's not unstable to me, but I'd love to know why you think it's unstable. Love to know. But that's great. I don't have a problem with people like that. It's not unstable to me, Fred, because life is considered unstable. I don't feel unstable. I feel completely connected to my guides. I feel like I know exactly what I need to do. And the unstable part may be the next place that I move will be more home for about 20 years. And that I know. But I knew that before I was going into it. So it doesn't feel that way to me. But I'd love to hear from you because I don't have a problem with that at all. Okay. So what I'm trying to teach you guys is to get in alignment. Mainly what I'm teaching you is how to get in alignment and get into communication with your guides so that you know exactly what to do and when to do it. And then you know when something trips you up, why it's tripping you up, what it's growing you into, and what it's teaching you, and where to go from there. So thank you. All right. So let me see if anybody has any questions. Dawn says, I cannot tell you how timely this is for me. I'm so glad. Julie said it's, yes, I keep hearing the same thing when I get frustrated. So I'm not sure what that's in. Yes, I'm also looking at what good is right now. No pressure. I do, Susan. I have a really, really beautiful, peaceful life. That's why I was like unstable, but it's okay. April says, I hope your next evolution has a loving partner with lots of land. Thanks, April. I plan on having a lot of land in my next place. Yeah, it's okay. You know, we all have different beliefs. That's why I wish he was still on, because I'd love to hear what he meant by that. That feeling like it's unstable way is to live is a limiting belief. And that's what it feels like to me too. How do I get connected to my guides? Well, we do have a program, Membership for Your Soul. If you're interested in it, it's not open right now, but we're going to be doing something with it. Email info or hit me up in Messenger. Email me there, info@marilynalori.com, and we can tell you, we have many, many programs that teach people how to talk to their guides. So a line is the gift for you guys. I just want to see if anybody's any questions before I go. Everybody's answering Fred. I think Fred disappeared because Paula says, it's happened to me multiple times about leading with my heart. It really works. And I agree with that. I don't feel, if anything, I felt more unstable trying to be blissful and happy all the time. That to me was more instability. Recognizing that life happens and going along with the journey and being with my guides all along has kept me in stability and balance. So that to me, but that's me. Like I said, we're all different people. So who knows what it is for everybody. Rashawn says, how do you recognize what you want or desire something, but the universe thinks otherwise? Rashawn, I actually don't believe that the universe wants something else. So I used to have this belief too, and I used to have this fear that what I wanted, God didn't want for me, and what God wanted for me, I didn't want. But really what was happening was that I wasn't in alignment with my soul. So when that happened to me, I wanted to be an actress, right? And I was acting in and out of acting. And I was so afraid what God wanted for me, and I didn't trust God. So I pushed God out. I wouldn't say, the spiritual advisor I was working with at the time said, it's either this or something better for my highest good coming to me now. And I was like, I'm not saying that. I don't trust God to do that for me. And when I finally started saying that, this whole career came into my life. So I was so limited, and I was acting, and I was working as a psychic medium, and most people know this story, and I think you know it too. And I was working on a famous Hollywood murder case as a medium, and I was so enthralled by it. I'm still going to tell this story, and I had to leave to go on set, and I didn't want to leave. I was done with acting, and I recognized through this career, and I gave it up, and I quit, and I told my commercial, I quit. I don't want anything to do with it, and it felt so good to release it. And what I was doing, the acting I was doing, I'm so glad for it, because it made me really comfortable with people, and it taught me a lot of creative gifts, and it also got me in my heart. But I was doing it for the wrong reasons. I was doing it to be seen. I was doing it to be recognized. I was doing it to be loved because I was abandoned by my father, all these different things. I was doing it to be someone else. Like, I loved acting and being other parts because I get to feel, but I didn't have to be me. And I realized I didn't want to be anybody else but myself. So to me, Rashawn, that means that there might be an out of alignment thing. And the more that you trust, because I don't think the universe has something for us that we don't want. And I don't think we don't have something for ourselves that the universe doesn't want. It's vice versa. So I think the more you trust it, the more you get into alignment with it. And then it grows into something you can't even possibly imagine. So that's what I feel for you. Okay. So align is the word if you're just joining. Thank you, Michelle. She says, I really resonate with you and your message. Thank you. I love this, Emily. And Emily's part of membership. She's been in membership, I think, from the beginning. Trusting in uncertainty may feel unstable until you do totally trust. And I agree with that. I agree with that. You know, for me to share the story about my living situation, because this was a dream come true, you know, most people wouldn't share that because they would be like, oh no, now I'm going to have to tell everybody. But it's not. It's all part of the evolution. It's all part of how I feel. I knew it from the beginning. My friends knew. One guy, I play tennis with my friend. I'm not going to say his name because, but we play tennis all the time. And we were talking, and I was talking about checking out Oregon. And he's like, "You've been talking about moving since the day I met you," and he's known me since the beginning. So it's just something that I knew. But I agree with what Emily says. So Eva, this is a great question. What if nothing really makes you happy? I have a great thing on my YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel and you look at the 1 to 10 list.
Hey everyone, this is Wayne Wallace, and today I'd like to do
I'm getting tired.
A little tutorial.
I gotta stop soon. Here it is. I'm going to put this in.
Hi everyone.
It's called the 1 to 10 exercise. It's a really great exercise to get you into. I don't know if I could share this comment. I think I can. It's a great exercise to get you into joy, and it'll help you get into joy. My guides taught it to me, and it was really good. Okay, I'm going to take a couple more questions, and I'm going to go. I love what Carrie says here. Carrie says, I agree. I used to be triggered when things happened that wasn't fairly take ending stuff. That made me unstable emotionally, like you, Marilyn. Finding the flow at what happened is a centering process of trusting there's more in at work. And it's so, so true. So true. Yeah, do the 1 to 10 exercise. You're welcome, Eva. Yes, and this is true too, Paula says. And Paula, I do a gratitude list every night. And I shifted my gratitude list. So I can never remember which group I talked to, but it was Soul Finder Academy. What you focus on expands. If we focus on gratitude, even for the smallest things, you'll find more things to feel gratitude. So I write a gratitude list every night. But it started becoming rote. The dogs are number one. The cats don't make the list that often. They do now, a little bit more. But really on the gratitude list, think about your day and really write what you're grateful for that day. So that's what I've been doing. Like I've been really writing what I'm grateful for that day. Okay, let's see if there's any questions, and I'm going to go. Yes. Oh, and let me share that. I forgot to share it. So that's your free gift. It talks about throwing purpose out. Yeah, Diana, that's great. She signed up for the tarot class. I have a tarot class. I feel like it will, because it'll teach you symbols and stuff, and it's not necessarily for the guides. I can't remember what bonus you have with that. I think the symbols. It depends on if you got a bonus with it, but it'll definitely start you on the journey of talking with your guides for sure. Oh, thank you, Renee. She says, I've grown so much in your programs. You pushing us to do the work for yourself is the best thing I couldn't have ever experienced. I'm so glad. All right. I think I got all the questions. I don't think there's any more. So join me next week. Join me next week on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific. And I'll tell you about the SASS experience. I'll teach something. But I'm going to tell you about the SASS experience, which is the live experience with me that I'm doing the week of July 6th, and how to apply for that free experience. We're not just letting everybody in. And then, but we do have a consolation prize for people who don't get in, so don't worry. And I don't mean to say it that way, but everybody knows I'm direct. And that's it. And I will teach something next week as well. Thank you so much, guys, for everything. Thank you for being with me. And if this video helped you, please do share it. And thank you. And that's it. I'm going to go. I'm tired. I'm going to go hike. Bye.